First things first. My peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, thought of and always remembered. Oh man, my lighting good. My audio good. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. My audio and video is good. I think I gained some platinums in this game today. I think I gained some platinums in this game today. All right, newest episode. Newest episode of 115. One question, 15 minutes. I'm going to address. I'm going to address why City, the fight versus the best team in Europe shows promise. We're going to answer that. We're going to answer why City showed that they still got that fight against the best team, not just in the Prem, but also the best team in Europe. But just look at the Champions League standings. See what's happening over there. We had such a game. Let me make sure I put the word out too, because it's a tough one. Check out, check out your boy. Drop a comment and like. I sent it out to the GCs. Man, I'm gonna get to the comments. I'm gonna shout out who was very first in the building to show that love, to be like, Vader, I mess with you. I like what you got going on, your channel, your progression, your topics, the flow, the whole thing. But what a freaking day. What a day. I did the preview yesterday. I had Martin Mancunia in the chat. Um Discussed a few things, some giving up after yesterday, saying if we lose to Liverpool, the season's over, all that kind of stuff. Some were saying before the game was going to kick off that we were going to get smashed, that we were going to get obliterated, that we were just going to get destroyed. Am I going to be doing the whole moral victory, the fact that we didn't get destroyed? No, I'm not going to do all that. But it's part of why this title makes sense to me. Part of why I want to have the conversation with everyone. I'm going to put the clock up. Just know this. I'm going to put the clock up. We'll have the combo. I'll put it on the timer just so you guys know what's going on. But before I do all that, let me shout out the very first person in the building. The very first person that said, "Yo, Vader, you know what it is. Let me link up with you. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out." Skills, 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 skills. Vader, City in the mud. In the mud? This is tough. In the mud, I'm not going to be doing no copium, but I am going to point out some of the things that were positive about this game. It hates that we took this loss. It hates that we're now 11 points off of title leading Liverpool. But in the mud, yeah, we're in the mud for some particular reasons, not necessarily because we can't get out of it. Skills, Pep has to go. Get the heck out of here, Skills. Pep is not going anywhere. Before all this, even when it was his, again, at the time, his worst. This is now his worst. This is worse than what his worst was. But then he said, I'm committed. I ain't going to punk out. I'm not punking out. I'm not running away. I'm not leaving you guys at your lowest. I'm here for it. 2 years. Let's go. 2 years. Let's go. This is what Pep said. He's back. He's going to make it 11. He's not going anywhere. Stop that, Skills. He's lost the dressing room. Well, now you're just throwing things out there. Now you're throwing things out just to see what sticks. City in the mud. Pep out. He's lost the dressing room. Nah, man. Skills. Relax. Pick one. Pick one. Don't do that. Don't do what? Don't do what, Skills? My title is fitting. Newest 115. Why? The City fight versus Liverpool, the best team in Europe, shows promise. Come on. I don't acquire these platinums because of lack of wisdom. I took a step back. I looked at things, analyzing it. Like there's a lot. There's actually a lot of positives I can take. There's also some negatives, and the negatives you got to actually note down. You got to take. And this is why. Listen, let me talk to all you young whippersnappers out there. All you young, just getting out, just touching grass, just hitting the streets. All you youngsters. It's easy it's easy to see, or it's easy to everything to be working well. It's easy to say everyone's good when you're doing well. It's most important to determine who your soldiers are, who your boys are at, or in this case, maybe some of you, who your girls are at, like who your peoples. Sometimes it's important to see who your peoples are at when times are rough, when times are at their worst. So games like this, whether our team was getting blown out, like in the Spurs game, whether our team is not looking good, like in the Sporting game, whether our team are having a tough time, like in Liverpool, myself, I'm glued to the screen. I'm glued to the screen because I'm watching the players play during the worst. Who's got it? Look at Bernardo Silva. He's not in the best form, but the man is a fighter. The man's a fighter. You see what's happening over there? The little separation that had to happen between him and that's the fight that I want to see, even when times are tough. That's what I want to see. Andrew in the building. Yo, Vader, big up. Yo, large up, Andrew. Good looking out. Listen, this show is so frustrating. Let me start the clock because I don't want to be. I don't want to do this longer than I need to. All right, but we're gonna have the convo. As long as the conversation's going, I'm gonna be here. Actually, let me be honest. All right, but let me start the clock. Let me do it properly. We're gonna do this and make it nice and clean. Vader game. All right, here we go. The clock's up. Andrew saying, yo, big up Vader. You know what it is. We got, who else we got? The nameless one. City need to play Nunez and O'Reilly in the middle. I would love to see that. You know what we saw? We saw Jack Grealish in the middle of the pitch today. Did you notice? We saw Jack in the middle of the pitch, more central than we normally see because Doku was occupying that wing, cooking. He was cooking out there. Everybody wants to say, what's his final product? Okay, half the job, why I want you out there is to get past that one defender. Get past them, make it difficult, create opportunities to maybe get a pass in, get a shot off, and he was doing that. Half the battle. My dude in the building, much love. Thank you. Watch along, go and check it out. True City Fan did a unprecedented watch along. Picked one of the toughest games to do it, but go and check it out. True City Fan, go and see that. It was good. It was quality, honestly. You get to see him on how he experiences the games, and obviously that's what watch alongs are all about. The nameless one, City need a rebuild. I think a rebuild is if you need 4 or more players. We do need 4 more players. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I think, yeah, we need a rebuild, almost a remodel. Tomorrow will be fun. Staffy, that's an inside joke for the American Waffle group chat, but tomorrow will be fun. And you know what? This is a funny thing, and I'm gonna talk directly to Staffy right now. I enjoy the attempt. Let me actually be very clear with my words. I enjoy the attempt at cooking. The reason why I enjoy the attempt at cooking is because I like to see how those that are trying to do the cooking contradict themselves from previous cookings. That's what I like to see. So how they look at football, how they're maybe trying to get a jab in, to what expense? A jab in to then contradict yourself. But we're going to see what happens on Monday. I mean, I suffered a loss to Liverpool, the best team in Europe. And Staffy in particular, not even when Liverpool were the best team in Europe, Staffy got slapped, not just once, not twice, not 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those claps sound wild, by the way, but you know the context. If you're listening on YouTube, watch. It's actually, hey, United took 7 versus a worse, in my opinion, a worse Liverpool. So let's put that into context. Rack in the building, 1989. He goes, City will finish above Arsenal at the end of the season. That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout. As poor as we look, I think we're 2 points off Arsenal right now. If I'm corrected, I think we're at 23. Arsenal at 20. Is that right? Arsenal at 25, I believe. We're 2 points off. Speaking of Arsenal, we got our man Fence Sitter. We got the. If there was a Ballon d'Or for fence sitting, if there was a Ballon d'Or to be a little bit this way, a little bit that way, and kind of like, this is the guy. My man TJ. listen, it's going to be an interesting season because I think he expected a title battle, but it's not going to be a title battle. It's going to be more of a top four battle with him and myself this season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. TJ, tomorrow will be fun. He says the same thing. Joker. The nameless one. City made a mistake in the transfer window, not replacing Alvarez Rodri. They so did. They so did. 1 second. Let me deal with something real quick. Yeah, City did make a mistake with regards to one, the injury to Rodri, the transfer of Alvarez and not matching the quality of player, the versatility of the player, more importantly, because Alvarez played all across that front three, gave us some attacking midfield roles as well. And honestly, it looks horrible. You're going to hear a lot of rivals talk about transfer windows and performing poorly and not acquiring the right talent. At the same time, no one can predict injuries, but then you want to hear them say, well, in the event of an injury, you should have backup. I think the fact that no Rodri, no Oscar Bob, honestly, even though rivals don't really know enough about Oscar Bob, but we know how integral he was going to be. We know his versatility. We know the impact that he had. Just look at what he did versus Newcastle just last season, him and KDB. So and Oscar Bob came through the academy, came through the system. So wherever Pep would have played him, he would have known the system in and out, and missing out on him was a huge impact. But we'll make it right. And if this so happens not to be the year, you're not going to hear me say Pep out. You're not going to hear me crash it on players. Players that are up there with regards to age, are up there from a physical standpoint that can't do it anymore, they're going to have to go. And that's the cycle of football life. That's the cycle of the football life. Rack, have you started doing live shows from the beginning of the season? Yeah, I've been doing shows all season long. A few took a hiatus here and there just because work life. But yeah, go back to the very beginning of the season. Stick around for my outro. My outro will show you some of the previous shows that I had. And I've been doing 115. Did I start the 115 last season? I might have started the 115 last season. So yeah, go check it out, man. Good looking out, Rack. Thank you for being on my channel. Hope you subscribed. Godfrey, big up Vader every time. 100. Listen, Godfrey, this is tough. This is tough. Now I'm chasing. Now City are the chasers. And the chasers of fourth, third, and second place. We're chasing those spots now. It's peak out here. It's peak out here. 100. Good looking out, Rack. Now, these are other topics. If you're new to the channel, these are other topics that I will tackle throughout the year. Some things are going to be a little triggering. Some things will just have you think and be like, you know what? I didn't really look at it from that angle before. But all in all, this is things that I want to put out there. I'm not going on to listen, this channel could be a lot different. This channel could be me. Let me see what's trending today. Let's see what's trending today. These will be my topics of discussion. I get that. That's probably what many of you maybe are searching for and want to talk about. But at the same time, I hope you're tuning in because you want to hear what's on Vader's mind. What kind of angle is Vader taking? What is kind of the issue over at Manchester City or the issue over with regards to Vader in football? So I hope that's why you're tuning in. You can obviously easily do the quick trending searches, trending topics, and see how many other channels kind of have the same title descriptions and whatever. But over here, hopefully you enjoy what I have to say and how I say it. But I'm going to point out the game. I thought we were going to luck our way to a point. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going in all yesterday. I was kind of torn. I was thinking about the starting 11, and the 11 that I had. Let me go back and actually share that with you guys. The 11 that I had. Can I share screens? Let me put this up for those of you that weren't part of the show yesterday. You bums, where were you? Those of you that are on the show today, thank you so much for rejoining. Let me see if it's you know what, and I didn't do my edit to make sure that it's clean, but you guys will see this real quick. So I had Akanji, Ruben, Ake, and Gavardio. I had one off with regards to the back line, with regards to Gavardio. So was it tactical? Was it nursing an injury? I don't know. Pep will have to reveal that. In the midfield, I was I was way off when you think about where the players were positioned. KDB did not start. And if KDB does not start, that's because he's not healthy. I'm gonna get to the chat. I see all of y'all in the chat. Good looking out. The most recent one, Royale, I see you. But everyone after Royale, I will get to your comments, so stick around. If KDB is not starting, KDB is not ready. It's that simple. There's no tactical reason for Pep not to play KDB. Let's not do all that. All right. He's not 100%. He's not ready to actually put in the KDB performance that we would that we all hold him to. Standard wise, we would all hold him to that. He's not ready to deliver that. That's why Pep didn't start him. But we obviously had Gunn again. Nunez actually played on the wing rather than the midfield. That's not where I wanted him. Phil Foden, obviously, and where he was positioned was kind of unique because I think he played more like a 10 today. And then you had Holland obviously up front and Doku who came on. He didn't start. Doku coming onto that pitch. Wow. Wow. Listen. I'm a patient man. I'm very patient. All right. I'm a very patient man. So when it comes down to wanting to be I happen to be right, you were wrong, you were right. I'll just wait it out. Everyone wants to say that Doku's not that guy. Ask Trent how he's feeling about that Doku cameo today. Ask Trent what he thought about Doku. Everyone tells me, and I listen. Everybody tells me Trent, best right back. He's the best right back. They want to tell me he's world class. Doku was cooking them, guys. Come on. Don't go so far to say because Doku didn't register a GA that he wasn't cooking on the wing. All right. You want to talk about that final pass? You want to talk about a shot on target? Listen, had it not been for Van Dijk, again, another world class defender, maybe Holland gets at the end of one of those. Maybe Bernardo gets at the end. Maybe you know what I mean. So let's relax. Doku, I like that. I need more of that. Royale in the building. He goes, hello, Vittorio. Good looking out. I see you. How you doing? Listen, it's gonna be a fight. This season's gonna be an absolute fight. I'm gonna enjoy it for two reasons. I talked to my old crew. If you were wondering why my name is Vader Games, all right, first name Vader, last name Games, is because really my introduction in terms of like YouTube and Twitch was gaming. All right, specifically it was FIFA mainly. So I was part of a league, and things kind of like went sideways a little bit with the pandemic, and things also went a little sideways when with the introduction of the PS5 and limited numbers, not everybody getting it. So some of the league had it, some don't. It looks like everybody's got it again. So it looks like, and I'm gonna share my channel in the future because I need to get it back up and running. But my Twitch channel is where all the gaming took place. I got some. It's poorly managed channel with regards to videos, but the crew's looking to get back together again. So I'm gonna enjoy the season because it's gonna be everyone's gonna be amped. They're like city or week. Let's have that fight again in the league, and then obviously the conversation I'm gonna have with you guys. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you're subscribing, and if you haven't yet, if you're on this show, if you're part of the show right now, hit that like button. All right, be a part of this. It's not gonna be often, or it hasn't been often. It might be often. This might be my future on where things are with Manchester City, but yeah, be a part of it. Sean C, still great to be a blue. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have to represent, make sure I got the scarf out. You know what I mean? I have to represent. It's actually cold out here. It's -1 degrees out here in Toronto. Wouldn't have it any other way. City till I die. Facts. Facts, Sean C. Good looking out. Thanks for being on the show. This is an op, obviously. You can see by our profile pic. Look at her tilting and smiling. Sunshine FC. She goes, just dropping by to check in and see how you're doing. Eyes and a laughing emoji. All right, Sunshine. All right. Oh, I see you. I see you. I'll listen. I like that you tuned in. I like that you're here to check up on me. It's very sweet of you. Know that I'm okay. You know, you don't need to send any, you know, chicken noodle soup or anything like that. You don't need to send any care packages. I'm all right. I'm all right. Enjoy this right now, your rivals. Enjoy it. If you think it's going to be lasting long, like it's been at some of y'all clubs, I'd chill on that. I'd chill on that. Skills is trying to tell me you should be pep out. Get out of here. Royale goes so disappointed it wasn't 4. Got a clean sheet on your heads off though. Okay, listen. You know what? The fact that it wasn't 4 is a big reason why I got to talk about the fight. I got to talk about the fight because had it not been for a penalty, had it not been for a lazy back pass and going too early to ground Walker, as well as, listen, everybody wants to clown and tell me that Ederson's not that guy, but look, when you're in the net like that, look at Ortega. They want to say he's the better stop. He's the better stopper. They want to tell me that, and he made what would be a Ederson mistake as well. So we showed an incredible fight. Now, I think that's also a big reason. This ain't no copium. This no hopium. This is also a big reason. The fight that we showed today on why you have content creators like Hussam. Many of you, I think, in the chat would know who Hussam is. He's not ready to say that he's favorites. As poor as I looked, as terrible as City played today, he doesn't want to say that Liverpool are favorites. The fact that that was only a 2-0, and all of them want to do the what ifs. Oh, it could have been that. Listen, Royale, you say it should have. You wanted 4. Yeah, you wanted 4, but listen, you give those slappings to another club in Manchester. You give drubbings. You give slappings to another club in Manchester, not mine. We show fight. We don't give up. We don't have our captains trying to get sent off, catching yellow cards or red cards, trying to miss big matches. No. 2-0, that's all you got. A penalty was one of them. Listen, I like the fight that I saw. Bernardo Silva, bulldog. Bulldog. I remembered when you guys happened to win your league with no fans, he had to give guard of honor. Obviously, should be showing respect there, but the fight in him, the competitor in him, he couldn't bring himself to clap. I rate that. We're gonna be back. Enjoy this right now. Big game and KDB ain't playing. Listen, Royale, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? If KDB's healthy, he's playing. And I don't want KDB starting if he's not healthy, because guess what? Game 13, it's not crucial to me. It's not critical to me. I am going to need KDB winter break and beyond. I don't need any hiccups. I don't need him injured, not available. No. Sunshine out here with her popcorn. Listen, wait until I catch Sunshine. Wait until I catch her. Don't let me find out you come to Toronto. Royale goes, Trent is chilling, mate. He wasn't match fit to be. He wasn't match fit too, by the way. Okay. Neither was Doku. Doku's coming off injury. But I hear it. I just think people that want to then overly criticize Doku need to relax, right? And again, same thing for Trent. Don't overdo it. But let's keep things in context. A fight with you being a spectator. What do you mean a fight? You think I'm spectating the league title this year? If you think that, do you think it's even a fight, or you're just going to run away with it? Because if you think Arsenal are going to make their way to it, why would you not think that City would? We're only 2 points off Arsenal. 11 points. Listen, it's not something to really think about now because it's one game at a time. But don't let a first-year manager get or allow City within 6 points. Don't, you know what I mean? You guys can obviously afford to lose a few games. Don't lose. You guys lose 2 games. Yee. Fox, big up Vader. Tough loss, but listen, we will be back. This is why these rivals need to enjoy it now. Get your jabs in now. Save Vader. You're in the mud. Your era's over. Pep's lost it. I heard Pep's lost it. He's lost the dressing room. He's lost the plot, all this kind of stuff. Say all that now. Say it now. Because in your deepest hearts of hearts, again, for real, listen. I know this is a YouTube. You're probably watching and listening. But for a second, close your eyes. Yes, boys and girls, close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and just think. how City have been moving the last 4, 5, 6, 7. How City has been moving before Pep. Would you think that they're going to not get themselves back to competing again? Even if it's a 1 year off, even if it happens to be a 2 year off, do you think that they are going to be so passive not to get back to it? So rivals, take your shots now. Trust me. Get them all in. Get all your best jokes in. Sunshine, work work on your best digs now. Get them in. Actually, you got to be a little careful because you got a first year manager, and you know what I mean. You know what? Take your shots regardless. Be shameless. Take your shots right now. And when I might get an opportunity to take my shots, and I'll take my shots. But you should do it now. Trust me. Nameless. Pep needs to change the formation to 2008 season. Need wingers and finished with control. It's true, but there's we are our wingers in terms of like the directness, the quick, the shiftiness. They've got to prove themselves, to be honest with you. And if you want to look back in Sterling, and obviously many want to overly criticize him, but when Sterling came to City, he was already prem proven. He kind of already knew the lay of the land and how to cook those that were going to be defending against him, right? Savino's figuring that out year one. Doku's in his year two, and he needs to be healthy. If he can do what he did against Trent, I think he can do that to most defenders. But yeah, I think Pep needs to decide on how he's going to be spacing out that pitch and how we're supposed to be making runs with who have the ball at key times. Royale, oh, I'm definitely enjoying it, mate. No, I trust me, you should. You should be going all in right now. This, you know what? This next, this next guy. Check out, subscribe to his channel. All right, Red Devil Studio, similar to myself. Obviously, we're both professionals. We do the YouTube thing on the side, not as consistently as we want, but when we do, it's of quality. Red Devil Studio quality. Yes, he's an op like Sunshine, like Royale. Some of you ops in here, it's funny. I enjoy the convo, regardless. I enjoy the convo, and at the same time, I hope there's a mutual respect because when I do feature on other channels, I bring it. I bring it. I gotta represent my club. But Red Devil Studio, big up Vader. Thank you so much. Go and check him out. Subscribe. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting when we meet up. It'll be interesting. Yeah, there's gonna be several United fans that I'm gonna have to link up with. That's gonna be a busy week. Royale. If this, if that, I can do it too. If Salah scored 1v1, if Van Dijk scored at least one or three headers, if Gakpo scored 1v1 after robo pass. No, I hear it. I hear it. But this is what I'm saying. All of the what ifs are the what ifs. It was a 2-0 game at the end of the day. So that's why the fight for my club with a 2-0 game, for whatever reason, at Anfield, you guys, as poor as I looked, as bad as I've been, it was a 2-0 win. It was one goal in the first half, one goal in the second half. So that's why this fight against the best team in Europe shows promise for my club. I don't think tell me in the chat if there's anything wrong with that type of perspective. Listen, I don't say these things with no experience. Look at the platinums. There's wisdom. There's wisdom here. So I know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make anything up. This ain't no copium. It's just the what ifs we put aside. It was a 2-0 at the end of the day. Great fight from City in a very, very good informed Liverpool. Liverpool 12th man. Facts Royale. A lot of projecting and deflecting out here. What are you talking? No one's projecting and deflecting. What? Vader avoided my question earlier today and avoiding it again now. What's your question? What did I miss? Repeat your question for me, Liverpool 12 man. Repeat this. Repeat this question that I'm ducking. All right. I don't know how I'm ducking your question. Royale. Him and Hamza are brilliant at deflecting, bro. City fans are like politicians. What do you listen? No, no, no. I happen to be. I'm decent. I can articulate well. I speak okay. I project my voice. I'm clear. Take my time to think about my thoughts before I kind of share them. But no politician. Nah, what question am I ducking? What is it? Remind me. Remind me. Um, Kato, what it do? What it do? He goes, football is healing again. football's healing again? Honestly, football's best. Football was at its best with City raising its standards. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. And I don't want to go heavy into the conversation, but you know why many of these rival owners want City out and they're trying to get politicians to say that quote unquote state owned can't happen is because they didn't want to raise the level. They didn't want to have to be like, you know what? Yeah, my club's going after it year after year. No, they want their clubs to go after it in spurts. City, City in particular, you need us. You need us. You need us in football. Trust me. Royale goes, always respect, man, but you can hold that. All right, man. All right. I hear you. Um, yo, Red Devil, a preview sounds absolutely great. I think we can, if you're doing your thing through StreamYard, I think we can be on either channel and then project to both. And I think I can look at my chat, you can look at your chat. But yeah, we can link that up because it's been a minute. I haven't been able to get on HH because of like timing and things like that. And honestly, HH does not want to see me. He does not. HH does not want me to obliterate his takes. He doesn't. Because again, you remember, I'd be coming through HH after doing my night classes, right? Getting fluid in UCLEs. He does not want to see me right now. But it's going to be unavoidable. It's going to be unavoidable. EH goes, midfield is City's biggest problem. Facts. No question. No question. We need to, as crazy as it seems, no one can actually argue how technically sound our players are. But this is the prem. You need pace and power as well. You need a combination of the two. And that's why when I had put this up, I wanted Nunez with some legs in there to complement what was going to happen with Gundogan. But yeah, the balance is off. The balance is off, and when we were at our best, everybody ran. Yes, sometimes you can afford to have one not really pulling their weight. You can't have two. You can't have three. You can't have a midfielder looking forward to a player having the ball, being dispossessed, and not even concerned about them catching up to get them. We can't be doing that. All right, Liverpool 12th man happens to say earlier today you said Foden didn't have a bad game. Foden was 1 of 8 ground duels, lost ball 12 times, 0 dribble attempts, and had 0 shots. How is that anything but bad, Vader? Okay. So as I look the game emotionally, the first time I watched the game, I'm emotional. All right. I'm looking at it, I'm seeing. Now, in terms of I don't obviously I'm watching the game. I don't keep track with did he complete a ground duel, did he da da da. I did see him get possession in two key times. And I saw Gravenberch tactically foul him to prevent a very, very aggressive counter with Foden carrying the ball. I also saw Foden try to release a pass after getting fouled as well, right? So I don't know how those match up. I don't know what app you're happening to use. Everyone's telling me I need to get oh, what is it? Is it Wise Scout? There's it's mad expensive, but there's there's a there's a stat program that for every whether it's an assist, it's in a goal, I think even tackles, it'll show it. Like there's actually a video display of said event as well as the tracking of it. So when it comes down to like what he did, what he didn't do, again, he didn't have a great game. Was he garbage? I think that's what I was arguing. I was arguing that he wasn't garbage. And I was arguing that he wasn't a no-show. I do think and I watched this game when I watched this game the second time, and this happened recently. I watched this game out of frustration because Foden as well as Rico Lewis, they get into these pockets where you do need whether the ball's at a defender or the ball's at another midfielder for them to release the pass and actually invite a defender to actually try and defend or try to dispossess them because it's going to pull someone out of position. Often enough, they're in this space and that's not given. I see that often. So how he is moving, not receiving a ball, I don't look at them and be like, he's not, he's not trying to do his thing. He's not He's not trying to make an impact in the game. Sometimes the passes need to be released. So yeah, but if he's poor, hey, you can say he's poor. You can say he was garbage. That's cool. He was garbage. I know that I was actually happy seeing him in the midfield. My problem is how we sort everything out because again, when he was trying to do his thing in combination with Nunez, and unfortunately, some of those touches from Nunez, some of those controls, some of those dribblings were away from him, and it actually invited you guys, Liverpool, to attack on us. And Savino didn't have the best game when he was subbed on, but Pep's going to get the right combination right. The fact that we played this way, only surrendered 2 goals to the best team in Europe, and if Foden was that garbage as you say, again, another reason why I should think that there's promise for as poor as the players were against the best team in Europe. Sean C. Liverpool definitely on 4 in a row Premier League titles now, catching up. That's vicious, Sean. That's vicious to say that Liverpool are now going to go. Listen, every club hate the fact that we won 4 in a row, and every club cannot talk about 4 in a row. They can't even say we're about to win 4 in a row. Although some Liverpool fans are wild, they're saying that they're going out to win a double, win a treble. But yeah, you got to win 1 before you can say you can win 2, and you're gonna have to win 3 in a row before you say you're going after 4. That's a long time from now. Skills, Doku cooked Trent. Yes, he did. Skills cooked them. What are you talking about? The LOL at the end of that is wild. Doku cooked Trent. Go back and watch the game. Go back and watch the game. And Slot, respectfully, ego aside, he does not care. Again, Liverpool fans are probably happy with this. He does not care about the egos. I'm seeing something threatening over there. I don't want to allow City to get back in this game. Trent, you're coming off. He didn't even put Gomez out to play right back. He was like, you know what? I need fresher legs. I need someone a little more defensive sound. He had Kwanzaa out there. I'll rate Slot for that. Savino reminded me of Mahrez, but no end product. Savino, again, year 1, young. I believe he's 19, 20. I do like how he holds the width. I do like his first touch. And he needs to study, though. This is the thing. North American sports fans out here, we know about film study. I don't think that gets talked about often in football or European sport. But there's something that we call out here film study. And film study is when you, as an individual, right? Obviously, the coaches will bring you. Here's how we want you to approach it. Here's how they do their, they do their X's and O's, right? But film study is when you're like, I'm going up against this defender. This is what they like to do. This is how they tend to position themselves. This is how they tend to go into tackles. That type of understanding, Savino doesn't have yet. First year in the league. I'm excited for when that happens, and that's also why I need Pep to answer my emails. Pep, answer my emails and my DMs, please. All right, have your people talk to my people. Again, assistant, coaching, part of the analytical staff. The film study is what I can bring to Manchester City. The player breakdowns, right? That's what I can do. Come on, Pep. Skills. Why is Walker still starting? That guy is so finished. Walker starting kind of speaks to our player availability, to be honest with you. Walker still starting speaks to our player availability. Speaks to who we have available to play at that right back, to play in positions when it's going to be a pacey or tricky winger, and who Pep has the most confidence in. The fact that he kept Rico on the pitch, obviously he likes Rico's skill set. He was trying to maybe take advantage of that with Rico when he was playing right back, inverting him and having that extra body, but defensively, I don't think he has that trust in Rico. And that's why Walker's got to play right now. I mean, Walker's given us a tremendous career, arguably the best. The last 10 years are, come on, Walker has been the best. What do we all want? Liverpool fans, let's come on. Don't be shameless. What do you want your right back to do? First and foremost. I hear it all the time when you guys want to talk about your keeper. Let's use the same logic. When you talk about your keeper, Allison, you want to say that he's the best shot stopper. What do you want your keeper to do? Stop shots. All right, when it comes down to a defender, what do you want them to do? You want them to defend. Walker has been the best defender the last 10 years. He's now the last 2 seasons. He's showing that Father Time's caught up with him. We need to find some. We need to find his replacement. But he's put in he's had a tremendous career. We can't take that away from him. Liverpool 12 man would love to have an honest debate about that because football is not better with your ownership group. And the fact that England government is taking means to address that says volumes. Liverpool 12 man, let me say this. And a debate would be great. There's there's a lot of things at play within the English Premier League. I think you should also go and look to see the number of American owners coming into the sport and imagine how greedy it is for potential owners to want Manchester City. When you have, and maybe you're not guilty of this, but when you have fan bases saying, I want my club to show the ambition or to be as successful with regards to what they do within the community as well as on and off the pitch, they often refer to Manchester City owners. So when you want to talk about our ownership not necessarily being good for football, um, I think you need to look at it on and off the pitch first and foremost. And if you have that take, I'm curious to what you think about what was before this whole partnership with Sir Jim Ratcliffe on what you thought of that ownership, on what you think of your ownership. So yeah, we can a debate's fine, but there's a lot of greed, and I think there's a lot of greed to kind of have to get Manchester City out of the ownership of that particular case. And the funny thing is also, it's it's a wealth group. It's a financial wealth group that actually owns us. Right? I know at the end of the day it's because it's tied to Sheikh Mansour, but it's not him individually owning Manchester City. Like that's the funny part about it. EH Foden is not good enough on the ball. He's not good. He's not good enough this season. He was voted by his peers as well as journalists on why he is good on the ball, which he showed last season, but he's not in good form this season, and not many City fans are. And that's not copium, that's just the facts, right? As poor as we look this year, we're having what many would actually say was a Liverpool season 2 seasons ago. Not last year, because obviously they were in a title race. They kind of fell off at the end, but 2 seasons ago when they finished and had to play in Europa, right? Big clubs have these fall offs. Big clubs maybe not invest right, or maybe players aren't up for it, and they have this. I'm not panicking. I'm not stressed, and I'm not stressed because if it can happen at United, at Liverpool, at Arsenal, am I going to be so arrogant to think that it can't happen to my club? Nah, no, 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 no. Liverpool, 12th man goes, this tactical foul you are referring to is the same grab that got a yellow card. Yeah. So he was punished for it. No, I'm not saying, no, no, no. I'm not saying that he was wrong to do it. I'm just saying, in terms of a player having an impact, having a chance to actually have impact in the game, he was halted because, again, Gravenberch took that tactical foul because he saw how threatening Foden was in that situation. So I'm not going to say that Foden was a no-show. I'm not going to say that Foden wasn't trying to have an impact. He was snuffed out early because of how dangerous of a position and threatening attack it was in. That's all. Also, it wasn't difficult to see, but Foden statistically statistically had worse ratings of any starting 11. Honestly, Liverpool, for when I join, let's say the Football Terrace, or I'm on any panel shows. Usually, I'm watching the game, and 45 minutes in, there's the Pep's conference, trying to catch that as well. I rarely go from game to looking at stats, looking up what player like ratings, and I've that's a new thing, relatively new, right? But it wasn't a case of I enjoy a game and then I check SofaScore, or I check to see what the ratings were for the players. Um, if you want to look at it that way, that's cool. But I think often some of these stats are dependent on what the other player does when they receive the ball, right? Or what gets registered as a foul, disallowing previous movement, all that kind of stuff. But if you're saying Foden was poor, again, he's been poor this season. I didn't think he had a no-show game. Let's kind of like agree to disagree right there. I don't think he had a no-show game. Skills, Doku Cook Trent is not trolling. No, it's not trolling. He was City's best player when he came on. Oh, okay. You were laughing like, ha ha, Trent was getting cooked. Gotcha. I thought you were saying Doku trolling like when I said Doku cooking. I thought you were saying LOL like you were laughing that I said that. No, I got you. Wrong lineup from Pep. He lost you the game. I think again, I think KDB not starting is because he's not ready to start a full game. I think the fact that Doku came on and was able to play with that intensity, I would have liked him to start. And that would have meant dropping someone. And so actually, hold on. My midfield, now that we look at it, Gundogan, Nunez, Foden in the midfield, and then I would have rathered Bernardo right wing. I know he's not very productive, but Bernardo right wing, hold the width, Holland, and Doku. I think that's how we could have looked at it based off of how he started the game today. Sean C. Only Americans should own Premier League. It should be modeled on the NFL franchise system. That's hilarious. Listen, I believe there's 14 American owners in the either in English football or in the Prem. 14. 14. Listen, the sport, the English Premier League, which was English owned, there are now 14 American owners in there. And you guys want to talk about the state of the game and where it's going. Look at who you let in. But then I got men's that want to tell me Sheikh Mansour shouldn't be owning Manchester City. Skills. Should have sold Bernardo Silva to Barcelona. They couldn't afford it. Skills, it's that simple. They could not afford it. We're not going to sell Bernardo Silva for peanuts. Listen, you gotta maintain your values here. Not selling anybody for peanuts. Skills. How are you not panicking, Vader? Too many players underperforming. Foden, Bernardo, Gundogan, Lewis, Walker, Savino, KDB. Skills. It's not panic settings yet. How we play versus Forest. How we play versus Forest, that might be panic settings. But the promise I saw versus Liverpool, I think we can go. Wait, are we home? Let me look that up. Are we home? I should know this. What's our next game? It is Forest. Oh, we are home. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. Okay, we're back home. We can start the. let me stop. But we can start a winning streak again. We got to start it over. You know what? Let's do the math. So there are. We just played. There's 13 games played, right? So we got 25 games left. Let's say for simplicity's sake, we're going to say there's 12 home games left. Let's just say there's 12 home games left. So 12. And then next season, next season we're going to have 18. Okay, so that's 30. You know what? Pep's going to be here for another 2 years. We could set a new home record in the next. Let me stop. I'm too much. Fox in the building. Um, oh no, wait, I skipped a few. Skills. I'm not. It's not looking good. You guys might be back in January. You need new players. We're definitely getting one player attacking midfield, which would be actually pretty good. Maybe he's got some versatility. Um, we're probably looking at two signings in the January transfer window. Probably two. I don't think we're gonna go crazy and try and win the league. I think it'd be too much of a disruption trying to learn Pep's system. All it's gonna be too much. I think we get two players. Skills. American owners know nothing about football. They don't. And there's 14 of them right now. Guess what they know? Skills. You answer in the chat. What do American owners know though? If they don't know anything about football, what do they know? Answer in the chat. Everybody in the chat. What do American owners know? The fact that they're coming to the Prem, what do they know? Answer that for me. Fox. We should use Grealish in the 8 or 10. I like seeing him centrally today. I really did. He can slow the game down. He can draw fouls. I agree with that. We were missing someone to track. Okay, to attack. To take the sting out of the game and to give us time to regroup. I agree. Close possession, Grealish gives us. I think he's got good vision too. I think he's got to trust himself a little more with some of his passes to release them. But yeah, I'd like to see Grealish centrally. Skills, what will it take for you to be Pep out? Skills, when it happens, I'll be there. Right now, it's not there. Right now, it's not there. Um, like your scarf, Vader, it's Pellegrini era. Happy days. Listen. Listen. Old school logo and everything, man. Listen. Mancini used to have his old tucked in underneath underneath the coat. It's winter season, man. It's cold out here. Your correction. Crazy. Um, nothing. Nothing. This is not directed to our host, but in my opinion, no, I hear you. I hear you. It's all good. Um, ambition is one of the most misguided terms used in football. I agree with you, especially when referring to a sport that applies FFP, PSR. Um, but connect ambition to money spent is disingenuous. It's true. And there's also, listen, Liverpool fan, we're actually having a very adult convo, so I respect it. Um, you also have owners that will look to invest in the infrastructure, that will invest in the grounds, and you don't see that on the pitch directly. You don't see that with regards to performances, but it's long term. It's kind of like when companies, put a lot of money in research and development. You don't see that with regards to products. You don't see that with regards to profits, but you see that in terms of setting something up for future gains. And sometimes the club's got to spend on things that are off the pitch. And am I going to categorize that as showing lack of ambition? Nah, nah. Fox, Douglas Luiz is available. It's true. Have it. Douglas Luiz coming to Manchester City, like that whole journey, that would be hilarious. Um, we bought him and had to sell him. I know that would be hilarious. He's trusted by Pep. True. I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, because connecting. No, I hear you. Mancini is available. Stop this. Pep. There's no Pep out. Yeah, the Mancini scarf, 100%, 100%. I think I think we've got a very interesting week ahead of us, and let me talk about this real quick because we are going to be playing. We are playing Forest on Wednesday. We're playing Forest on Wednesday. 3 days later, we're going to be playing away at Crystal Palace. And then we're back at it playing Juventus and then Manchester United on Sunday. So listen, Forest has to be a game that builds off of what we just did versus Liverpool. We have to build off of that. We have to build off of playing the best team in Europe and showing fight against Forest at home. Got to reestablish things. Also, all of you in the chat that have been sharing with the comments, thank you so very much. Listen, the lifeblood, the thing that actually that kind of says, come and check out Vader Games TV, is you in the comments and you with the likes. Sticking around, checking out the video, watching it live or on a replay, absolutely fantastic. But you commenting live or even post means tremendous. And the fact that you guys do that means a lot. So thank you so very much. It's very appreciative. I'm gonna look to grow this channel when I can. And obviously, listen, there's gonna be times where it's gonna be banter. There's times where I'm gonna just go off because I need to get some things off my chest, and then there's also gonna be times where I'm gonna be talking some ball. Maybe I'll take some shots at some rivals, depending on how they are. But you know what? For the most part, we talk some good ball over here. Sean C. Pre FFP, everyone's owners invested money in huge ambitious amounts, including Liverpool and United. Early though. Early, because FFP, Sean C, FFP, I think was in effect 2012, 2013. And some were spending, not spending properly, but there weren't many that were spending at the same levels, right? There was a reason why there was a big four or top four. No, it was big four, right? Or the main four, right? They were spending more than everyone else, typically. FFP, and I don't want to go down the whole convo. We'll do that at another time, maybe another night. But FFP, and you'll hear it from Simon Jordan, who's done a complete 180. Go see how Simon Jordan talks about FFP now to how he was using it to crap all over Manchester City. See how he speaks about it now. But FFP it was duplicitous. It said one thing, but it was designed to do something else. Oh, my guy, Don Husama says, don't end. Don't end. My man saying, wait. Nah, much appreciated. I also want to say Liverpool 12th man goes, can we just admit Pep is a little shook? A little shook. You know what, Liverpool 12th man? One could say he shook, but you ever try to do something for the first time? Like, you ever try to do something and no one can give you advice? Like, no one can say, I've been there. Here's how you should go about it. I tried this. It didn't work. So when you say Pep shook, is like Pep's like the first one on the moon, if you believe that there was a moon landing. Pep's like the first one to climb Mount Everest. And again, in this case, it's almost true. Listen, shout out to my man Don Hussam in the building. This man's living life, moving like, I respect him for the raid. I respect him for the raid. Good looking out with the raid. But I also have to say, the way Hussam needs to get back into the gym. Hussam's doing a little too much. I think he's doing too many shrugs or deadlifts. He's doing too many shrugs or deadlifts, and he's doing too many bicep curls. Obviously, Hussam does the curls for the girls, but he needs to get back under the bench press because when's the chest coming out? When's the chest coming out with regards to this title? I'm waiting for it. Love to each and every one of you. I see the raid and I respect it. I'm gonna put some of you on screen. Thank you so very much. If you're new to this channel, and yes, I have 115, so you spamming 115 will not trigger me. But please subscribe, guys. Good looking out. The 115. I had one question, 15 minutes. 115. All of you in the mix. This leopard in the tree nonsense. This needs to die. This leopard in the tree nonsense. MHF, Hussam and Mo, good looking out. Thanks for sending your peoples over here. Tremendous support from these guys. When I'm able to feature on their channels, it's always fun. It's always jokes. I think I give a different take to how some tend to handle some banter over there. Yes, Hussam's showing zero chest, man. Like he's honestly, his whole new setup. His setup's different. You see him kind of lean back, and I think he needs to change his camera angle. He needs to show a little more of his torso. But Hussam's spending way too much time. He's doing tries, right? He's doing tries to scare the guys, and he's doing too many curls to impress the girls. Honestly, get under the bench press. Get that chest, Hussam. Get that chest. I'm telling you. Listen, Judge Mo talking about a fraud. Wild. Um, he needs to get out of the tree. He's hiding. Oh, look, okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be real. Okay, I'm gonna be real. And shout out for being part of the channel. Let me actually bookmark this so you guys know what's.
Vader game.
And when you're new to the show, this is what happens. I'm gonna put this on screen.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are gonna get so.
So earmuff this, Liverpool fans. Okay, earmuff. When you see that clip, that means earmuff time. Well, my hands on my ears means you're not gonna want to hear this. Okay. When I take my hands off my ears, then you can come back to listening. All right. So Liverpool fans, cover your ears. The reason why Don Hussam is doing this whole leopard in the tree, and I don't blame him. I understand it. It's because of past years. It's because of trauma. All right. And again, some of us deal with trauma in different ways. Some we go get counseling. Some of us emotionally eat. Some of us go work out. Look at the great shape that Husam's in. Right. He's been so traumatized. He's out there in the gym working out so much. He needs to do the bench press. But it's trauma. It's trauma on why he doesn't want to declare anything. But honestly, anybody else, 11 points up with a historic, honored, trophy honored club like Liverpool would have been saying the league's ours. So I get what he's doing. Okay. All right. You can listen now again, Liverpool fans. Um, good looking out. Good looking out. If you guys can make that happen, much love. I'm actually gonna open that up and see what's happening over there. Blessed to these guys. Legends, absolutely. Um, City, what's she saying? City fan, we find one fan, guys. Why Supermalt, why are you doing that? Well, you know there's more than one out here. You know that. Don't be like that. That's actually very rude. First time meeting you, and you're saying you found one. Slot over Pep right now. You know what's funny? Klopp had, as a Liverpool manager, had the best record versus Pep. Now Slot, Liverpool manager, has a winning record over Pep. Oh, I just got a text. 1 second. Apologies. So unprofessional. My daughter is out playing at a friend's house. Okay, we're good. Um yeah, the gimmick's over. This gimmick needs to end. Trust me. Trust me. Everybody in the chat, good looking out. Vader, why am I the fraudulent City fan? What does that mean? I'm the fraudulent one. Vader, are you a City fan like what do you mean? I'm a City fan till I die. This is what it is. This and why I'm not panicking. You know why I'm not panicking? And I kind of said this on the football terrace. I remember when I didn't know where my meal was coming from. As a City fan, I remember when I didn't know when I was going to eat again. I didn't know where I was going to get my groceries. I remember all that. So the fact that it's been so glorified right now, it's been amazing. I'm calm. I also know that again, not to be triggering, okay, not to be triggering, but again,
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are gonna get so.
Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, guys, I also know that this probably won't last very long because your owners in particular don't show to really do it all the time. Like they have their ups and downs. So we're gonna struggle for a little bit, but we'll be back. And if that's copium, it's copium, but I think we'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Sean C, let's wait until the end of the season before we get too excited. My money is on Arsenal. Ooh, that's nasty. Liverpool fans, I wouldn't have Sean C say that. That's messed up. Facts. Cover your ears. Anfield gets loud. Clever. I like that. Anfield and their fake fan noise that they play over speakers. And listen, you will always walk alone. When crossing the pond, I will have to just because of proximity. I believe it's only 30 miles from Manchester, Liverpool. So I will be making my way out there. I'm gonna see what the whole hype's all about. Good looking out. Good looking out. Kingsman, LOL. Absolutely. Liverpool, 12th man. Should you be telling Pep to use earmuffs for when fans sing? Okay, so listen. This whole Pep doing this, you as a fan, no lie, guys, no lie. You as a fan, you want the managers to interact with that. You want that playful banter back and forth. You absolutely do. He's not rattled. Listen, Pep's done what 1,000 crazy number of games. Like fans have said some of the maddest things. So it's more so of a I know what this is. I'm having fun with you guys as well. Obviously, the song, the chants, it's interactive. It's absolutely amazing. I I rate him for it. I rate him for it because again, it's been that respective animosity with regards to the game that's been happening over the years. I'm trying to get through these comments. Good looking out, everyone. Seriously though, V, Reds could have dropped X goals on us. Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't. Listen, it's the same. They got the win. At the end of the day, they got the win. They should have. But the form that they're in and the form that we're in, we should have gotten mollywopped. We should have gotten absolutely destroyed. It should have been, it should have been like Sunshine, who was in the chat earlier. It should have been like Sunshine suffering 7-0. That's what it should have been. So when I look at all of that, I'm kind of like, let's work this out, guys. We can work this out. Register goes, we're just staying. You guys are just, you're not staying humble. Liverpool fans staying humble. Are you kidding me? Nah, it's PTSD. It's scared. It's fear. But it's okay. Like understanding where it's coming from, that's okay. That doesn't need to be stressed out. That doesn't need to be reimagined. It's happened. Again, I can only imagine. I can only imagine having those hopes on the final day, not winning it. And if the best way to cope with that is to be like, listen, I'm gonna prolong saying that I'm favorites. I'm gonna prolong saying that this league is mine until I feel a lot more comfortable, 15 points up with 4 games left in the season, like Husam said, then let that be the case. I actually don't fault it because whatever you need to do to kind of just be at peace, be at peace. I, I won't. The only reason why we'll go after Husam or any Liverpool fans that are gonna want to kind of downplay it is because of how they would have talked about rivals in similar situations. That's the only reason. Now, I don't know, and maybe clarify this, Liverpool fans. Are you guys being humble because of the threat that City are, as poor as we look, or you're being this humble because you see another club getting past you guys? I think that's something to answer. Is it City that's have you guys humble right now, or is it because there's also another club that you think is going to be in the mix? He says he likes you. MC still the most feared team in the Prem. We've deserved it. We've earned it. We've honestly earned it. I said you are a City fan that I like. Oh, okay. Respect, respect. I try to do my thing. I try to do things a little different. I'm still adding to this channel in terms of how I'm gonna react to it. I got these topics on my 115, one question, 50 minutes. I got these other topics to talk about. Liverpool fans, you guys aren't gonna want this one. You guys aren't gonna want me to talk about this one. Hussam doesn't want me to talk about that one. Why one more major, like major trophy, makes Salah Liverpool's best ever. Listen, the whole logic on how I won't refer to him as how he's been slandered, but Steven Gerrard, the whole fact on how he was justified to be better than Lampard in terms of differ, dif- differentiating between the two. If how you defended him didn't how you defended him was to exclude trophies, but now how you want to elevate Salah will include trophies. You're gonna be in a little. You're gonna be in a little. You're gonna get jammed up. You're gonna be hemmed up a little bit. It's gonna be a conflict, so you gotta take it easy. But it's gonna be a great convo if it were to happen. Super Vader, are you? Am I staying humble? A? Are you saying that A because I'm Canadian or humble A because of Holland? I'm. I've been humble. Honestly, listen, Super Rivals were telling me that I should have been or I was too humble when I was winning the trophies. When I won the first one, it was back to back. When it was a treble three-peat, they're saying, Vader, you need to be out there. You need to be like, listen, you need to do like Hussam, put on the tight, the medium tees and be flexing out there. He was rivals were telling me all that, but no, I stay humble. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Rack in the building. Where were you watching the game, if you remember, when you won the league in 2012? After that, uh, you want to hear something crazy? I was working on the weekend. Back then, I was working on the weekend. We had this screen, and at the time I was in sports marketing, so we had this screen. The game was on. It's me and two other coworkers, and we're getting things sorted for a Nike event. The game is happening, and I had to watch it. And the time zone wise, things are different out here, right? But uh, no, I had to watch the game. I was losing my mind. But thankfully, there's no one else in the office building. Everything was nice and calm. But ever since, most games I get to enjoy it at home. At home. Dynamo Vader, you know that United and City fans are all frauds and hypocrites. No, I don't know that. Why? Why are all of them? Surely it must be some of them. I think you read it wrong. No, I did. I realized after that it was a positive one. No, but good looking out, and I appreciate that. Especially, being the one fan, being like that. No, sometimes listen, I'm kind of reading and I'm also glancing, so sometimes I messed up. But no, I appreciate that, John. Um, Sean, Vader is a real City fan. I can spot one. I live in Manchester. He's a real one. Sean C, much respect. Good looking out. Let these Raiders, and I respect the raid. Let these Raiders know. Now, Sarcasm City with the raid as well. Bless up my peoples. Sunshine the fraud is back, but good looking out, all of you from Sarcasm City TV. My guy, my dude. Listen, we do a show once a week. The the feedback's been tremendous. The DMs, right? For some reason, some people, it's actually a weird phenomenon. Sorry for me to go through the comments, but I want to kind of show some love. For some reason, some people have an issue with showing love directly. When I say showing love, like, Vader, I like what you do. Vader, what you said here, that was hilarious. They don't want to put that in for everyone to see, right? I don't know if it's a thing like, oh, look at you riding for this dude, or look at you, not liking, or I guess liking me means you're hating on someone else. But the comments from Sarcasm City TV in particular have been very positive and much appreciated. I don't know what it is with the audience. They don't necessarily want to put that out there for everyone. They want to share that with me directly, and it's much appreciated. Much appreciated. The raid has been tremendous. Omar is back in the building. He goes, Vader, bro. Oh, hold on. He goes, 7 games, no wins. What is going on? Uncharted territory, man. I wish I knew what the answer was. I wish I knew what you had to do after winning a 4-peat. Omar, I really do. I think this is what's crazy about it. Like, some of the best managers in the Prem were not able to win back to back. Let me earmuff this for Arsenal fans.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are gonna get so.
Arsenal fans, you don't want to hear this, but their best Prem manager, just deep that, just think about that. The man that gave them the Invincibles, the man that had the quality of an Henry, Patrick Vieira, Fabregas. Listen, the man that had that type of quality was not able to win back to back. That's how difficult it is. Now imagine back to back, to back, to back. I think that's what we're facing. It's something that's absolutely wild. Pep's trying to figure it out. The club's trying to figure it out. The players who maybe, again, I know you guys aren't going to consume a Manchester City documentary, but the Together 4 in a row, that documentary showed that a lot of players' egos popped up after the trouble, expectations kind of kicked in, and how to manage that, uncharted territory, man. That's all I can say. Crypto. There are quiet whispers about the FFP charges that have caused issues within the club structure. Not sure how bad. Pep, given a deal he couldn't turn down to extend his tenure, he was walking away. He wasn't walking away because of the rumors, is how I understand it. He was walking away because of a cycle, because of what he foresaw with regards to what he wanted to do for the club and deliver for the club. But like Klopp said, he wants to leave a place better than he wants to leave a place better than he arrived to it, right? He wants to have that type of impact. Pep's similar. Pep's not going to do, no disrespect to United fans. Pep's not going to leave City crumbling, leave City without the quality to kind of like sustain a certain standard and achieve certain goals. So I respect him for it. But he's also said many times, even before the contract extension, that he isn't going anywhere. When the charges first dropped, he said he is staying. He's going to be here. That's what it do. Summer Malt. Because of Holland, things not been the same after he told Arteta to stay humble. It hasn't been the same, although we weren't looking great then. We weren't looking great then, to be honest with you. And long may it continue. Listen, Summer Malt, I can already tell. We're going to have our battles. We are going to have our battles. Trust me. We are going to have our battles. Listen, John, question. Would you move Jack Grealish, Nunez, Stones, and KDB? Ooh, that's a lot of movement. I think I can. I'd like to see Jack centrally, so I don't want to move him. Nunez, no. Stones, yes. Injury wise, yes. KDB, KDB at the end of this season, you might have to make some moves. I think for him, the physicality of the Prem might be too much. And at the same time, I think what he can get the bag. He can get the bag in the MLS. He can get the bag in the Saudi League. So I wouldn't hold that from him. Guys, this show in particular, the raid has been tremendous. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Flawless, my guy, my brother. He goes, yes, Vader, my G, good looking out. Much appreciated. I respect tremendously on the love and the raid that you provided, my dude. Same goes for MHF over at Dom, who saw him in Judge Mode. You guys in the comments have been tremendous. I speak this way often, and I'm realizing that I need to pick my spots on when I have my shows, how I interact with you guys, and obviously to give you guys a little something different. This show in particular is 115, one question, 50 minutes. Obviously, I've spoken way more than 50 minutes. This show is going close to an hour and a half. But, and I'll get to the few last comments as well, so don't go anywhere. And I hopefully you guys can enjoy my outro. The the shows I'm going to be doing a lot more regularly. I need to find the right time to do it. I've been blessed with two beautiful children. Obviously, I got a wife to make sure I keep happy, and work gets out there. So I got to pick my spots out here in Toronto, the time zone as well. So let's do our best to stay connected. Obviously, I have a humble goal to try to get to 1K. If every one of you that came over on the raid can be so kindly to hit that subscribe button. You've been a part of in the comments, which is tremendous. That helps the channel tremendously. And if you subscribe and you've hit that like, bless to you. Good looking out. I got another brother. This brother's actually Canadian, so we link up in different ways as well. But my man Egal in the building. He goes, yes, bro. What's up? He's in the building. Listen, of course, Egal shows up when it's a shutdown thing. But you know what I mean? We'll keep going. We'll keep going. If I do my shows, I've got 3 in particular that I go to on the regular. All right, 3 in particular. This show is the 115. One question, 15 minutes. Obviously, I'm going to talk longer than that, depending on the comments and how you interact. Trust me, these will be discussed. And when they get discussed, or which ones is discussed next, is often dependent on you guys. Trust me, you guys have a say in that. One love, respect, my dude. But I've got to show why always me. And let me put on screen the magic of what I got. Let me show you on what I had for my last why always me and what got discussed. so you guys can see what to expect quality-wise over here at Vader Games TV. So Why Always Me is one show I'm gonna do once a week as best I can. My last show was actually episode 114. My last episode was 114. So I want to do something really special with 115. But Why Always Me? I talk about all of these for 5 minutes. That's the timer there, and I go through that. And then I've got another show. I've got another show that I trust me actually rivals. You guys are gonna hate this one. You guys are gonna hate this show because I do this show. I do this show once a week, Thursdays, and I do it with other city fans. And it is CA Intelligent Agendas. And this is honestly, this is how I combat you frauds in the chat. This is how I challenge all you guys going after Foden. I then go after Cole Palmer. I then go after Enzo. I go after these players that you want to then take shots at my guy. You want to take shots at my manager? I go after your manager. I go after Arteta, you Arsenal frauds. I'll go after, and time will tell. All right, you United fans, time will tell. But hey, I'm working on my agendas, intelligent agendas to go after Amarin, to go after Ange, to go after Maresca. You're welcome, by the way, for Maresca. You're welcome for Arteta. But this show is where I develop, where I craft, where I hone my skills to go after you rivals. Sit at intelligent agendas. That's where we do it. So be calm. Know who you're attacking because I'm gonna have a counter for it. And I don't attack first. I'm like Denzel in Equalizer. I tell everybody this all the time. I don't attack first. You take that first shot, I'm gonna have to duck it and I'm gonna have to hit you back. All right. So that's what's gonna happen here. Sit Intelligent Agendas on Thursday. So hopefully you guys can all be a part of that. I'm gonna do my best to be a lot more consistent with regards to my shows. That's not the that's not the show I need to go to. We were at 115. But what we're gonna tackle this week is gonna be tremendous. I'm sure. I'm sure the Vader requests are gonna be high and numerous. Equalizer 1 was a bad boy movie. Equalizer 1, bad, bad, bad movie. Trust me. Um, two, two was. I think two dragged on a little bit. Although some of the psychological, some of the calmness, some of the listen. No, I don't want to do any spoilers. All right. If you listen in the chat, tell me whether you've seen yet. Do a Y, do an N. If you've seen Equalizer 1, 2, or 3. If you've seen 1, 2, or 3, put in Y. If you haven't seen all three, put in N. All right. But Equalizer, bad movie. Bad movie. Bad isn't good. Like Michael Jackson. Bad. Bad isn't good. Definitely check it out. What I will say, listen, yo, good. What is happening here? Love is love. Good looking out. I got Casual FC in the building. Wherever we, oh my gosh, this guy is a. Thank you for the raid, my guy. Thank you for the raid. Casual FC's in the building. This time slot is actually tremendous. It's actually tremendous. So I'm seeing Summer Malt in the yes. Martin hasn't seen all three. Sunshine's seen all three. You know what? I'm gonna chill. I'm only gonna speak on the first one then. I'm gonna speak on the first one because everybody, if you haven't, you must see the first one. I'm just gonna point out Denzel. He's a civilian, calm, just doing his thing, trying to live his life. He's seen some wrong happening in the world, and he regulates. He regulates, but he doesn't take the first shot. You mess with his people, he messes with you. Check out the first one if you haven't seen it. And after seeing the first one, don't watch them back to back. Don't consume movies like that. I'm going off on a rant. Thank you for the raid, everybody. Again, you're new. You're dropping into the channel. You got to do that thing. Do the love thing. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment. All right. Maybe not in that order, but please do all three. Don't consume the movies back to back to back because then they're going to blur. What happens is going to be a blur. Watch the first one, give it a day. Watch the second one or whatever. Do not binge watch them, all right? Because they're going to get all blurred up in your head. Denzel, crazy, especially Equalizer 1, Equalizer 2. There's such a great scene. We'll revisit this. Now, I told you about the 3 shows I have. I hope you guys can subscribe. I'm gonna do my best to do things on the regular, whether it's going to be accommodating to the UK time and at times for me get the kids get the kids occupied. Wifey, know, hey, I'm gonna need, in this case, an hour and a half, but I'm gonna need a little bit of time to kind of get a show off. But the love's been tremendous. And I also said this: if you're not following me on Twitter X, please, because you'll know when I'm either going to drop a show or when I'm going live on Twitch. I'm getting the crew back. We had a EAFC, which now known, but was formerly known as FIFA. We had a league going, and the league's very unique. I'm not going to spoil. The league was very unique in the sense that we all repped our clubs, right? We all repped our clubs. It was a 20. Some seasons it was 16, but it was like every man had their club that they played with, but they weren't all Prem. So one guy's obviously a Real Madrid, one guy's obviously a PSG, right? But we had individuals, 18 to 20, all repping their own teams, and we had a league about it. And we'd play, and it was absolutely epic. The guys, everyone's back to getting their PS5s. So that's going to be coming soon. I don't want you guys to miss that. I think you guys would enjoy that content, and you would actually get the correlation between on why I'm called Vader Games. Yes, on why I'm called Vader Games. And I'm going to quiz you guys in the chat. I'm going to quiz you guys in the chat to tell me what my goal celebration is. What my goal celebration is. I will quiz you guys. When I start doing my shows, I'm going to quiz you guys. When I start doing my games, I'm going to quiz you guys on what my goal celebration. Trust me. Trust me. You're not going to miss it. But listen, bless everybody. Flawless. Oh, that's fire. I'm a tune in. Yo, the league was wild, man. It was wild. Now, what's messed up is just from a timing standpoint, because we obviously have to play, got the kids to bed. We're grown folk out here having to deal, those with, wives, having to deal with wives, you know what I mean? Having to carve out the amount of time and get the games in. But it was jokes. And I'm actually going to clean up my Twitch channel because some of that can be revisited. It's just the jokes. It's just the jokes. Sunshine question. Oh boy, LOL. Martin, is this still a Man City channel? Yeah, of course it's a Manchester City channel. What? Holland finger ear. No, 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 no. You're not gonna guess it. It's not. Listen, I did not. This is a unique goal celebration. The goal celebration is mine. I can't wait for you guys to catch it. I can't wait for you guys to catch it. John, has to be no, no, it's not. No, no, it's not. It's not. Listen, trust me. Squirrel. Bowden gun celebration. Yo, that's a wicked one still. He's a shata, but it's not that. It's my own. And the day I hear any of you guys do it, it's gonna be love. You just have to shout me out. If you do my goal celebration, you just have to shout me out. If you're gonna do your pro clubs or whatever, if you do Vader Games goal celebration, just shout me out when you do it. Baby celebration. Nah, nah, nah. You guys aren't gonna catch it. It's gonna, when you hear it, when you see it, you're gonna be like, yo, yeah, yeah. I'm teething that. You're gonna teeth it when you hear it. Trust me. Casual goes, subscribe to the channel, people. Smash those likes. Good looking out. Again, do the usual things if you want to stay connected. Twitter X, Vader Games. Simple. Vader Games TV on YouTube. If you're following me on Twitter X, you'll see when I go live on Twitch, because it'll say that I'm live on Twitch, and then you can obviously stay connected and be a part of the channel. I think I do have it set up where you can obviously watch me. To comment, you have to subscribe to the channel. You have to be part of the channel. I believe that's how it's set up on Twitch. I could be wrong. It's been a minute. But my goal celebration is worth tuning in. Everybody, it is an hour and a half on the show. I don't want to go much longer than that. I could talk to you guys and girls all day. Summer Malt, we're going to have beef. I already know. I already got beef with Sunshine. That's a fact. The fact that she's a United fan is one thing, but the fact that on how she tends to try and troll is another. And I think Summer Malt is one of those who's going to be trying to troll me. But John, oh, Gangsta in the building. Did you switch your club yet? Get the heck out of here. There's no switching clubs. You fraud. There's no switching clubs. Nice try. I just subscribed, even though I'm an LSC fan. I like your energy. Hey, I appreciate that. Listen, you show love, love comes back to you. The content that you want to consume, I'm always respectful. Everybody in the chat, I'm always respectful. If I'm going to say something disrespectful and you don't want to hear it, guess what? Before I say something disrespectful, I'm always going to do this.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are going to get so.
I'm always going to earmuff it. So you won't hear something that you don't like to hear because I'm going to put that on screen every time. Trust me. SE in the building. He goes, Vader Games TV spread the red cannons. Found the hole in the Liverpool's armor. They are circling. Listen, I expected a lot worse. We move in silence. Okay, we'll see what happens. Liverpool are obviously the ones to be winning this. If it was anybody else, 11 points up, they would say they're favorites to win it. Liverpool fans want to move a little humble. I got this outro. I hope you enjoy it. I will be back with future shows. You've subscribed, you've liked, you've commented, you've done me a tremendous amount of good favor, especially on a day that, to be honest with you, hurt. Today hurt. Oh, look at Solomon in the building. Chelsea title charge. Oh, this joke. You know what? You're showing a lot of chest compared to some Liverpool fans. Gangsta goes, you could have Arteta as your manager now. At least he could help you secure a second place. Yo, that's rude. That is rude. Listen. The jokes, the comments, I appreciate it. Royale in the building, Rack, my people from the very beginning, my people coming through on the raid. You guys are absolute brilliant people. And again, when you do things like this, when you show kindness, it comes back to you. So thank you very much. Enjoy this outro. Check it out. There's more to come from this channel. Onward and upward. And take your shots now. I won't hold any grudges. Get them out. Because obviously, I expect City to be back. We showed promise against the best team in Europe. I'm out of here. Blessed to every one of you. Please enjoy this outro. And let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you.